What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of at JoelCupcake Unedited. It's me, a little less hair, a little more gray, a little shorter beard. You know, had to get the dog clippers out and the other day. Trina might be a barber soon. You never know. Who knows what's going to happen? You know, I definitely don't with what the fuck's going on in the world today. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. Got a amazing guest today. Kind of funny that he's my guest today. We'll get to that in a second. Just a reminder, we're only doing one episode a week from now on. Starting in August, we're going to be live streaming a whole bunch of shows from, not obviously from my apartment, through the pinup page and some of that stuff. So I am going to be doing that, be traveling a little bit more, doing some stuff like that. So, and I'm also doing a day job, work from home day job. So need to balance my time so I'm not making promises I can't keep. So there's that. Besides all that, just a reminder, we're available everywhere the podcasts are. Hit that subscribe button at the bottom to keep up to date with what we got going on. And now let's move into our guest, my really good old friend, Tim Ruins. Hi, Tim.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Oh, I'm so glad someone's channeling a White Claw for me because I cannot.
Yeah, I have a little collection over here. We'll get into that later, though.
Oh, I'm sure we will. I don't know if I said it on the episode if it was the episode with Steve or not. I brought it up somewhere on some podcast in the last 2 months that I had been to the East Coast before, obviously, and I had friends from the East Coast before. I did those couple tours where we were on tour together. I didn't tour with you guys per se, know, but I had never called a 30-pack a 30 rack. You know what I mean? Was that the episode with Steve? I don't even remember.
That was the episode with Steve. It's very fresh in my mind because I watched it the other day.
Yeah. And so it's I just whenever people are like, you want to get a case of beer? I'm like, oh, you mean a 30 rack? And half the people get it and half the people just blink at me. Mm-hmm. And I just immediately I think of, well, specifically you and Joe, but obviously the whole band, Yeah. And
that would be our thing when we would start tours. It's okay, everyone get their own 30 rack of Busch Light. Write your name in Sharpie on the 30 rack.
Busch Light, Jesus.
And that's how we would start tours.
Yeah.
And some 30 racks would run out sooner than others, and we would all find ourselves digging into drummers and not telling them, and he would get really pissed off.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody, for those of you that don't know, Tim used to sing for Within the Ruins. Now him and his wife own a tattoo parlor in which part of New York? I don't want to say it wrong.
Brooklyn, New York. We're in the Williamsburg neighborhood of Brooklyn. Okay,
cool. I thought it was Brooklyn, but I didn't want to say the wrong borough or whatever, however it goes out there, and have you punch me through the screen. You know what I mean? So, so Tim's doing that now. And then I know you also, before you opened the shop, you were doing tattoo removal, right? You got certified to do all that?
Yes. Yeah. So I joined up with Clean Slate Laser. I was working in the Manhattan location for about a year and a half, and then me and Nikki found this space in Brooklyn, and it was just kind of perfect. And I asked Clean Slate if they wanted, because they've been wanting to open up a Brooklyn location since they started, because we have other locations. We have locations throughout the metropolitan area, and they've always wanted to do a Brooklyn one. So when I brought the idea to them, they were like, yeah, absolutely, let's do it. So I'm in there lasering, and she's in there tattooing.
Right. So you can get your lasers and your cover-ups in the same place.
Exactly, one-stop shop.
Dude, I mean, it's pretty genius when you think about it. I don't think, are there a lot of other places that do that? I'm not heavy in the tattoo culture, but I feel like I haven't seen that in a lot of places.
Throughout the country, there's a couple, but it's not because laser is such a new industry.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's kind of like the Wild West right now, so it's kind of very innovative and kind of not anything goes because there are regulations as far as each state goes. But
yeah, so you were Outlaw Timmy the Kid or something like that? Sorry, you made a Wild West joke. I had to.
Something like that.
I had to.
Yeah, no. Some states require the location to be in a medical building and require a nurse to do the lasering. Other states, you just need to get certified.
Really? You have to have an actual nurse do it to you in some places?
Yeah. So New York, you don't.
What the fuck?
Obviously, you just need to be certified and trained and all that. New Jersey and Connecticut, you need to be in a medical building and medical facility, and a nurse or doctor needs to be doing the physical lasering.
What the shit? I did not know that.
Yeah, so it varies state by state if anyone's looking to get into tattoo removal.
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't. I don't even. I have no clue what the rules out here on the West Coast even is.
I think you need a doctor in California.
Probably.
If
I
I'm
feel
not,
like California is one of those like, well, you got the tattoos, so shut up and deal with it. States still
yeah,
like,
but in Nevada you don't. You can be, you know, you
well, I
can.
mean, no disrespect to my Vegas fam, but Nevada's a lawless wasteland. Like,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I mean, New Mexico, Arizona, and Nevada are the last three places where you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. Still, like
Yep. Yep.
when it comes to like tattoos and guns and freedom, you know what I mean? Like,
Constitution.
there you go, there you go. Thank you, thank you. Well, that's right. So, like, I'm actually kind of pumped you get me up for the episode. Like, obviously, we text each other like on our birthdays and all that cute shit.
Right.
We haven't like had like a full conversation in a while, so I'm just going to use this episode to like more or less catch up with you.
Yeah.
You know
100%.
what I mean? And I think that's double sick. You know what I mean?
Double.
Like I had Darius from Spite on a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't talked to him since I did their album release show very heavily, which was like shit before that was still 2019. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
So it's been like great. It's like two birds, one stone, as the old men say. So
Get two birds stoned, as Ricky from Trailer Park Boys likes.
oh, amazing. I mean, he is the lost prophet of our generation, as far as I'm concerned.
100%.
So like, how did the tattoo removal thing, like, how did you get into that? How did that come up? Like,
so I would say like 2 years ago, I've been wanting to. I heard about laser removal, and I was just kind of spooked by it because there's a lot of horror stories on the internet, like huge blisters and like a lot of scarring involved.
yeah.
And I got my first session not with Clean Slate. I actually got it because Nikki was working at a shop called Addicted to Ink in White Plains.
I remember when you started hanging out with her, I like lurked her page and saw that that's where she worked.
Yeah, so she was working there for a minute, and they had a laser in there, and the co-owner's Gian, he was doing the lasering. So yeah, he coached me through it, did my first session, and then from there I met Clean Slate at a tattoo convention in Long Island, and they started doing the rest of my sleeve. And from there I kind of built a relationship with the owner, Jeff, and the owner Mary. They're a married couple.
Cool.
And we just kind of kept in touch, just at conventions and stuff. And then eventually there was an event where we all went out for dinner one night and drinks and stuff. And Jeff was saying how he wants to expand. He wants to open new locations and hire new technicians. And I feel like he kind of put the seed in my head.
Yeah.
Because the next day I was like, so what does it take to be a technician? I think I'd be something I could be good at because I want to be involved in the tattoo industry.
Yeah.
Some way or another. And I think this is kind of perfect. And it was. I picked up the technology and the science of it super quick. And yeah, the rest is kind of history.
That's tight. That's awesome. Yeah. Like, that's sick. And now your wife finished the Marvel sleeve, so it's the other sleeve that you kind of got replaced, right? Or got lasered?
Yeah, so I just got my elbow finished, which sucked. Every second of it sucked, but it turned out fucking awesome.
Yeah, with the stones. I remember when you posted that, I was like, God damn it, dude.
Yeah, I still have to do the hand and in here.
Oh, good luck with that. What are you getting on the hand?
The hand is going to be Spider-Man.
Sick. Respect.
And I'm gonna sneak a little Ant-Man action in here.
Oh, like all tiny coming out of Thanos' butthole, or what, dude?
No, I think he's gonna be running on Venom's head.
And that's actually legit. I love that.
And then just more space stuff because it's kind of like spacey.
Yeah. That's sick, dude. I love it.
And this arm is getting taken off, which you can see is looking pretty good so far. So,
how you feel? So how does that work? So like, are you? So like, obviously, like, I'm familiar with like the laser stuff, but from like 10 years ago, where it was like can sometimes kind of leave you scarred. You can't really touch it up again. Like, are you going to redo that arm after you remove it? Are you going to leave it blank, or like, can you even do that?
Yeah. I'm gonna get a completely new sleeve because I'm glutton for punishment. So when tattoo removal first came out, there was not really much to know about it. They kind of learned as they went.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have protocols to where, because the industry standard is you wait 6 weeks between each treatment.
Okay.
Turns out that everyone heals at such a different rate that if a person doesn't heal within that 6 weeks, you can cause scar tissue and hypopigmentation, which it'll strip the pigment out of your skin. And that, but all the horror stories are true in that case. But we wait 12 weeks in between each treatment.
Okay, cool.
So that allows like all the layers of the skin to heal, avoids any scarring. And also what happens when the laser breaks up the ink, your body digests that ink and it filters out through your lymphatic system.
Interesting.
So
I did not know that.
That's kind of how it all works. So it filters out through your kidneys, comes out through your urine, your sweat, and all that kind of stuff. Science.
Dude, science. I did not expect to learn anything today when I woke up, Tim.
Especially talking to me, right?
Well, not necessarily. I have not ever learned anything scientific from you until now, but I have learned a lot of things from you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I learned how to be the most economic I could ever be on tour from within the ruins. You know what I mean? Dude, when we had that grill and it would just be like, hey, whose turn is it to go inside and buy English muffins and a little pack of sausages? Like, let's just grill in the parking lot. And I'd be like, no, man, let's go to Denny's. They're like a bagel place. And you were like, dude, we can all eat for what one of us would pay there. And I was like,
yeah.
And
that's definitely something that I carried over into my not tour life, is being frugal as fuck.
I had the complete opposite. Since I stopped, I'm like, savings? Mm-hmm. What's that? I'm 34. I'm gonna go travel like I have money saved, even though I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At first, I was like, I deserve a break. I'm gonna dive in a little bit and kind of enjoy myself. But beyond that, it was like, now that I have money, that's the one thing of not touring. You pretty much immediately have money in your bank account.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is what it feels like to not be a fucking piece of shit every day.
Yeah, I have more than $1,000. Holy shit.
Yeah, and it's also I have more than that, and you're like, I don't have to have a beer to wake up for breakfast. What?
Yeah, dude. The first time I had like $3,000 in my bank account, I was like, yo, I am rich.
Oh, dude, it's such a nice feeling, dude. Like I remember like when I first met you guys, when we were touring and all that stuff, like I think my rent was like $350, maybe that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And now when I'm like thinking about it now, I'm like, dude, how do anybody that lives in California that doesn't live with their parents tour now? Or even like New York, you guys aren't. I mean, we're about the same, I think. I don't know exactly how where you and Nikki live is, but like,
we live in a very expensive apartment for sure.
Yeah, like it's
not cheap.
California, New York are basically the same thing at this point in time, like price wise.
Yeah, but when I was touring, I was renting a room for $500 a month because I was never there.
Yeah,
and it's just like, okay, that's doable. I'm here for a month at a time, not even.
Yeah, if even that.
It's whatever. It's just a
place. Yeah, I think when I was touring with you guys, did I even have an apartment then? I think there was a while my buddies had a place right by the ocean, and I literally, when I was home from tour, I just slept on their couch, and I had a dresser of clothes at their place, and that was it.
Yeah.
Oh, and my Xbox was there.
Yeah, I for the first couple of years I started touring, I was homeless for a good 2-3 of those years. I would sleep in my van. Like if I didn't make it to my friend's house after work before he went to sleep, I would just sleep in my van.
I mean, honestly, like we've all kind of done being a musician or in that world, you've done some sort of awkward nomadic travel, sleep situation, living situation at some point in time,
It was rough, but I honestly didn't mind it at the time. I was like, this is sick.
Yeah, I mean,
back on tour.
I mean, yeah, there was one point in time where I don't know if you ever came to that house that Garen's dad had up in Scotts Valley in the mountains of Santa Cruz, but it was like there was one point in time where there was 9 of us living there. And it was a couple dudes from Arsonist, a couple dudes from another band, some of our other homies, but everybody traveled for work or was surfers or were videographers. So it was just kind of this giant nomad pad.
Yeah, some of the Moria dudes stayed there, right?
I believe so. Yeah. There was I was there for a chunk. People were in and out and whatnot. And then before that, I had a place with a couple of them. I had a place with Steve, the bass player from Moria, who became the bass player for Arsonist for a little bit. And then Garen lived with us, and we were in and out, and then we all lived with Arthur for a little bit at his uncle's place. It was just madness, dude.
So like a big frat house without the douchiness, you know?
No, that was probably still there in its own regard. Like, I'm not gonna play. Like, it was minorly there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, shit. So, like, like I said, we haven't gotten much of a chance to catch up. Like, was the transition, like, I'm assuming the transition away from being in the band was difficult, but like obviously needed. You know what I mean? Like, and then you met Nick. Did you meet Nikki before you left the band?
Yeah, I met her about a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to go like scroll all the way back through your Facebook and like write all this down. You know what I mean? So I figured I'd ask.
Better just ask, yeah.
So but at least having her around, I'm sure probably made the transition easier. And then, you found the tattoo removal, and then you guys opened your own shop. Like, I mean, obviously it sucks right now because everything's fucking closed. But I'm assuming.
Yeah. So, I mean, it did suck for a little bit. We opened February 8th, and then we closed March 15th. So, but we're back open now.
Oh, okay, good.
So yeah, we've been open.
Oh, so New York is letting you guys.
Yeah. We're New York City's in phase 3 right now. So we just opened on July 6th. So we've been back in business for a week and a half, which has been amazing. Yeah,
it's like weird. Like, I know I don't know where we're at right now. I'd have to go Google it. I don't really want to do that mid episode, but like they let the piercing parlors open before the tattoo parlors here.
There's just piercing parlors, really?
That's what. Really? I don't think the governor pays attention. You know what I mean? So it's basically like anywhere that does both open, and the places that were just tattoo places didn't open.
That's weird.
Dude, they were like, it was like literally like the last thing to open here. Like, I felt so, because I have a lot of friends that do that out here. You know what I mean?
A lot of buddies that own shops out there too, and they're pissed because everything's shutting back down again now.
Well, yeah, now it's like we finally got permission, and it's like, like the thing that I feel bad about that is like, dude, you should see like the town. So Trina and I live in this like cute little town. Like, I live 5 minutes from the ocean. You know what I mean? Right. Like our main strip is like, it's a 2-lane road, but there's parking spots on the outside and on the inside of each. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So 4 rows of parking. So two rows of parking on each direction of traffic, right? Mm-hmm. And like all these places, I don't know if they're getting permits to do this or if the city's just letting everybody run rampant. But you go down that street now, and it's like half the street in front of the shops has been converted into like faux deck seating area, so the businesses can stay open and serve people.
Yeah, that's what New York City's been doing as well. They get a permit to take up some of the street parking, and they build these little makeshift things where you can have outdoor seating.
Yeah, so we have that going on, and then it's like, but you still can't have people fucking get tattoos, which is like, I mean, anybody that's been to a real tattoo parlor, that's the cleanest goddamn place you're probably ever going to be.
Oh, we clean it top to bottom every day.
Yeah, like you have to, because the government hates you, the religious people hate you. The health department wants to find a reason to shut you down, I'm sure.
Actually, in New York, I was very surprised. There's not a lot of regulations for tattoo shops. I thought it would be like top to bottom.
Yeah.
When we were like planning to open in the shop, like I was looking at like the regulations, like how many sinks do you have to have, like what you have to have the health department come in and inspect, and they've been under review pretty much since tattooing became legal in New York. So you just take your knowledge of what's sanitary and what's supposed to be there, and we just did that.
So, well, that's good. I mean, interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
Super interesting. It was definitely a learning experience. And then my good buddy Donald, who owns Inkology in Manhattan, he was kind of my Obi-Wan through this whole thing.
Yeah.
Coaching me through it, and he was like, yeah, just make sure everything's up to as much code as you can, because there is no code, and just kind of went from there.
Yeah, so it's like if you get the random inspection or the random like person who tries to claim you have a dirty shop, you know what I mean? You can just prove them wrong,
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's always some stupid vindictive white girl that doesn't like the butterfly tattoo she ended up getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can eat like 5-course meal off of our floors, guaranteed.
I might have to test that.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I mean, we don't have too many friends that would actually test that theory. I definitely would though.
They're very, very clean.
Yeah. Well, so is it just you and her, or is there a couple other artists there as well?
So it's funny that you say that, because when we first opened up, it was me doing the removal, Nikki tattooing. Then we had our an artist, Georgia. She's from Australia.
Oh, cool.
She was our other resident artist, and once COVID hit, she was here on an O1 visa that she had to renew, and she was living by herself in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, which is very expensive. So she couldn't stay. She wasn't making any money. She was like, I can go back to Australia. I can't get unemployment here because I'm not a U.S. citizen. So she had to bounce, understandably, 100%.
Yeah.
So yeah. But,
and now she can't even get that visa back, right? Like,
no, she can't come back here for like a year or two or something like that because of the travel restrictions.
So stupid.
It's crazy. But we do have some guest artists that are going to come through probably like in September, October, once things kind of calm down, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
And we'll kind
fingers
of
crossed.
Yeah, we'll kind of go from there.
Well, the dumb Oompa Loompa in the White House started wearing a mask.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or maybe that was photoshopped. Either way, hopefully it starts convincing people that maybe they should do it.
Too little, too late.
Well, I mean, isn't that the story of America?
Yeah, it sucks because like my family lives in Florida. My immediate family, my mom, my dad, and stuff. And they're pissed. They're like, they've been doing the right thing the whole time. They've been staying inside, only going out for necessities, wearing masks, hand sanitizer, all that. And now I think the other day, Florida confirmed 15,000 positive cases in a day.
Yeah, our county. So everybody here, like, dude, I feel bad. Like, I'll go take the puppy on a walk, just me and the dog, right? And I don't wear a mask because I'm not going into a business. I'm not I'm not doing anything where I'm planning on seeing people, right?
Whenever I'm like riding my bike or like walking down the street and there's no one around, I just wear it on my chin.
Well, where I am is to the point where people that are out on a walk with their dog by themselves are wearing masks.
Right.
And I look like the asshole.
I mean, which is a good thing, is California's back in the thick of it.
Well, and that's what's funny is like, so we haven't been to the thick of it until this last wave of like increases. We were doing okay, and then the funny part about the coronavirus thing is, a lot of us over here were kind of like, okay, let's wait and see what happens. Like, we didn't have any cases at first,
right?
And then do you remember hearing about the cruise ship where everybody on the cruise ship got coronavirus?
Yeah, and they had to stay out there for like fucking ever, right?
Well, that's what nobody told you. They stayed out there forever, and then they finally got back to America, and guess where they fucking went?
California?
Yes. They came here because we have like, Pebble Beach is here. So like the Pro-Am is here. The US Open comes here. Like, so we have, and Carmel is here, which is like, Clint Eastwood was the mayor of that town. So that's all you really ever need to know about it. Right. The most expensive car show, I believe, on the continent, if not in the world, comes here to Carmel, which is like 20 minutes from where I live. So we have all these like bougie 5+ star hotels. And those are all, and like these huge conference centers. Those are all the places that have like the appropriate air filtration system. So Newsom, which is our governor here, without telling anybody, stuck those fucking people in the hotels here.
Oh.
So at that point in time, nobody in California was really like too worried about Corona. And then that happened, and it was just like immediately like local business got cut in half because nobody wanted to go out. Everybody was freaking out and was paranoid. You know what I mean? And then now the problem is like all the hotbeds for California are like, Fresno, Modesto, the Central Valley, and it's already like 100+ degrees out there now.
Right.
So they're all coming here, and there's zero, like, the way I've been explaining it to a lot of my out-of-town friends and like out-of-state friends is like, of course people hate the fucking police right now because who's supposed to be regulating what's going on with coronavirus?
Yeah.
The governor's not going to walk down the street and be like, "Here's a ticket."
No,
it doesn't work like that. So it leaves what? Your health organizations, your sheriffs, and your police force.
Mhm.
Yeah, no one's had with the police anyways. And so, but it's like, I know from living here, like obviously I'm not a cop. You know, I have a couple friends whose parents used to be police officers, but like, how hard is it? You know, where I live, there's only 2 freeways in and out, Tim.
Right.
How hard would it be to just do a blockade and check the ID? If you don't live in this county, you either turn around and go home, you have a note from work, or you pay a fucking huge fine.
Dude, I thought they were going to do that in New York City when this first hit, when we were like the epicenter. I thought they were going to have the National Guard rolling down in tanks, like telling people on like loudspeakers to get the fuck inside, go home. They didn't. Probably a good thing they didn't, because there probably would have been more riots than there were weeks later.
Yes, exactly.
The George Floyd thing, but yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because like I've been monitoring the situation here so closely every day that it's hard to like monitor, because it's exploded all over the country so much that it's hard to monitor everything all at once. You know, like Nikki's family is from Arizona and my family's from Florida, so I monitor those two.
Which are like the two worst places, unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you told me that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, you remember where my parents live in, like little Podunk, Las Cruces, New Mexico, right?
Las Cruces, doggy.
Yes, exactly. Like that place has now become like, they had like 80 cases in like a day last week.
Oh, really?
And all of us are like, everybody, all my friends that live there, I'm like, what is it? And they're like, oh, it's just, people are just ignorant. You know, people are like, well, like, why should I get tested if I don't feel bad? Why should I wear a mask if I'm not sick? Like, they just kind of have like the ignorance. It's not like necessarily a political thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of Hispanic people out there. And there's also like the Border Patrol. That's one of the cities they work out of a lot. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of like ethnic diversity, because there's actually a lot of ethnic people that work for the Border Patrol. So, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say there's a lot of racism out there. Like, there's probably, I'm sure there's a little bit. There's a little bit everywhere.
Right.
You know, but like all of a sudden it's like, I was like worried about my parents, you know, especially like my dad had a heart attack a couple of years back, like stuff like that. And they've been fine. And then all of a sudden in the last like 2 weeks, it's like all of a sudden little like podunk ass fucking Las Cruces is fucking, now they're having a problem too. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. These little clusters have been popping up. I think it's more people like, especially after going through like a first lockdown. I don't know how strict it was everywhere else, but here it was strict. And
yeah, we were like one of the first areas that like had the actual shelter in place term used on it.
Yeah. After you do that, people don't really want to do what they're told, you know, like infringing on freedoms and all that kind of stuff.
Yes. All that, you can say nonsense. It's okay.
But yeah, it's no, it really is nonsense, because it's like it's not that at all. It's like, hey, look up the word pandemic in the dictionary. It's like everyone needs to do their part. Me and Nikki got tested today for COVID because
I saw your video.
We've been in business for a week and a half, and we're going to do so every 2 weeks just to make sure everything's safe. You know.
Yeah.
Because she sees one client per day. I can see up to 15 clients per day. That's a lot of people coming in and out. We do temperature checks. We do hand sanitizer when they come in. We wipe everyone's phone down with alcohol. Like,
good. Yeah. Is she seeing one client a day? Is that just her choice, or is that just kind of how her scheduling's worked out?
She only does like bigger pieces. So she works like every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just so she has a day breather in between. But she does like 4 to 8 hour pieces.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like just like little jammers. They're like.
Yeah. Well, you know, like we've been pretty good about like not seeing very many people outside of our circle. Mm-hmm. You know, when we go somewhere, it's like, do you have a yard?
Yeah.
Like, can we comfortably be 6 feet apart? Like, you know, usually I'm sure you've seen, and anybody that follows me on the internet has seen my fucking dog, and I literally bring her everywhere with me. I've turned into that guy, like the big guy that has the little dog with him everywhere he goes.
I've seen the pictures.
Yes. So
adorable.
She is adorable. Thank you. And so, you know, like we've been very responsible about it. And it's like, but the other day we were like, hey, maybe we should just get tested, because like she had to go see her uncle soon, because like he's moving and some of the, you know, just family stuff. You know what I mean? I want to fly and go see my parents because I haven't seen them since fucking Thanksgiving.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And it's like, well, maybe we should get tested. And like, dude, I looked it up, and in my area, unless you actually feel like you have symptoms and then can talk to a doctor on the phone and they can tell you yes or no. We can't even get tested for free here.
That's shot. That sucks.
It's fucked up, dude. Like,
that sucks. Yeah,
like there's I can maybe go to the next town over to Salinas and do it, but like even that was like you have to they do a limited number of testing a day. You have to reserve a spot and you have to like get up hell early to do it. And sometimes if you show up and you're waiting in line, sometimes they only have a certain number of tests a day, and then you can still miss out.
That's how this thing is exploding.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah, you can. They ask you when are you feeling sick? Have you had any symptoms? Or I'm like, no, but I just started working again, and I want to make sure my clients and my staff are safe. And they're like, okay, cool. You can do that once every 2 weeks. You can come once a week if you want. So, anybody.
Are you just going to like a hospital, or where do you go for that?
So there is a urgent care chain called City MD.
Okay.
And they're spread out all throughout the New York area. They're doing it, and then there's a bunch of other like drive up sites, and then there's other urgent cares that are doing that as well. But that's the one we went to today. It was City MD.
Okay, yeah, all the drive up sites here and all that stuff all got shut down because there's no more money, there's no more funding for it, and I mean Trump already pulled the whole like the states are on their own card, but like he hates California, so we get zero additional assistance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sick president we have. Really pulling everyone together on this one.
Yeah, well, and it's like, you know, it's funny because like, you know, I don't have a problem with most Republicans inherently. You know what I mean? But like, I always tell people, The Rock summed it up the best. I don't know how many of these other episodes you watched, Tim. I'm obsessed with The Rock. He is.
Dude, I've been saying, it's funny that you say that, because I've been saying that The Rock should run for president.
Dude, did you see my post the other day? The Rock should run for president with ICP as his vice presidents. Because did you see that post they made yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Dude, it's a picture of that fool from Blood on the Dance Floor.
Oh, okay, yeah, because they like put a hit on his head.
Well, yeah, so they reposted that picture and they're like, yo, if you see this guy, like he's walking around like he didn't get you know, he didn't go to jail, he got out free, he's a fucking pedophile. And they're like if you see somebody with this raccoon ass fucking hair and all this dumb ass makeup, he said first make sure it's the right motherfucker.
Yeah.
And once you've confirmed it's the right motherfucker, you know what to do. And it like blew up over the last like couple of years on social media. Everybody's just like, who would have thought that like ICP of all musical entities would be like the people that have just exploded like wildfire in the middle of this pandemic and like all these social issues going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw. I think Metal Sucks reposted that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but
you know, it's funny. Like, I mean, I hope that not a lot of people are walking around looking like that anymore. Like, I think that era of looking that scene is kind of come and gone. Hopefully,
I think it's only in like the big cities.
Yeah.
But anyways, so The Rock, like he posted this video, I think it was like 3 weeks ago. And like the whole time, like it just starts and he's just sitting in his house, you know, his nice ass fucking mansion. And he's like, where are you? That's literally how the video starts. He's like super somber. At no point in time does he bring up Democrats. Does he bring up Republicans? He doesn't even say Trump by name. He doesn't really mention the president. He just is like, and his whole point is like, we need you right now. Like even the people that you don't want to lead, the people that don't want to be led by you, we all need you. Like, this was in like this is like in the middle of like when he was hiding in the bunker for 3 days, you know, like right after all the riots started. And I was like, you know, regardless of how you feel on either side of the issue, his point is completely valid.
Yeah, we don't have a president right now.
Yeah, no, we have a man baby.
Yeah,
you know, and like it's all just about like what he's done and staying in office, and then like now this whole nonsense with the like, oh, mail-in ballots are unconstitutional, and that just allows the Democrats to cheat. It's like, dude, shut up, man. Like,
stop.
Yeah,
stop.
It's just it sucks, dude. It bums me out, man, because like so many people are blind to the fact that like our basic rights as Americans are being taken away.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually, if you went back in time to me 3 months ago, I'm legitimately shocked that Trump has not tried to declare martial law. And I think the only reason he hasn't is because he was told he couldn't.
Yeah, he would 100% do it if there
Yeah.
were no checks and
Well, I
balances.
think he was going that way because that was when he was like, we're going to tell states what to do and tell which states to shut down and they don't get federal aid. And then that's when they were all like, even the rest of the government was like, you can't do that.
Yeah, he's like, I am law and order.
Yeah. Everybody was like, yeah. Like even his like people that always support him were like, regardless of like if we think you're right, like you literally can't do that. Like there's a few things you can't get away with as president, and that's one of them. And then now and then of course, it's like, oh, those states are on their own,
Yep.
So I don't know.
No, you want to shift gears?
Yeah, we got off on a fucking tangent. I can talk about that fucking.
It's so easy to though. That's the thing.
To talk about that orange face moron for fucking forever, dude. Yes, you're right. Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's definitely swerve the fucking subject.
Let's go hard left. Let's go hard left.
Hard left. Not in a democratic way. Just left turn.
Right,
just like left turn on a street you're not supposed to turn left on. Let's go like that, like Within the Ruins style, dude.
Let's go down the one way, drunk as fuck.
Pretty sure I've done that with you guys, but that's a whole other conversation. Maybe we'll get to that at the end of the episode. Who fucking knows? Well, yeah. So like, what's obviously you miss doing music. Like, have you? I think you've done a few features since you left the band, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done a couple guest spots.
Yeah.
I did a guest spot on this band called Escape the Void from Germany, who are badass. They have an EP out.
Yeah, I know. I actually listened to that because I saw you post it, and I was like, "Oh, Tim did something. I got to hear this."
Yeah, that like besides the song that I did, the whole EP is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Another band from Cali actually called the Anima Effect. I recently did a feature on, and I did a.
I think they're from. Wow, I'm being a really shitty promoter right now. I think they're from the Bay.
They are from NorCal. I know that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? They're from SAC, so that's not my wheelhouse. I don't need to know who they are. I don't feel as bad on record now.
Yeah. I've done some other stuff, and I have some other stuff in the works, but
Cool.
I do have a main project that I'm doing with a couple friends that I used to be in bands with, like back in the day, like back in like high school days.
Oh,
so we're kind of like reconvening and like I was like, hey, I'm not doing anything. They're like, okay, well, neither are we. So let's get together and make music.
Yeah.
We've been doing everything obviously via internet, and I have this whole recording setups just so I can do that. And
yeah, I was gonna ask because I see the little sound panelings there, like in the corner.
Yeah, I got a little setup here.
Yeah.
Learning how to work through like a DAW station and like
Yeah, and do it all at home. Yep.
Yeah, do it all at home. It's funny because like I've been recording since I was, I don't know, 16, 17 years old, and I never really sat down and learned it.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
that's just like, but you can apply that anywhere, bro. Like, don't beat yourself up. Like, how many people go to a show without ever learning how to put on a show?
Right. True. But I picked it up really quick.
That's good.
And I'm not half bad at it.
Well, you're a pretty smart guy, so.
Oh, thanks, bud.
I think you are.
Making me
and
blush.
And it's my show, so
yeah.
I don't really fucking care what anybody else has to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a fucking Danny DeVito pillow. Oh wait, right here. You know what I mean? Like,
love Danny DeVito.
He's watching over us. It's one of those sequin ones, so I can like make his face look all fucked up if I want.
Nice.
It's that. Nice. We stole it from somebody at a white elephant party for Christmas.
Oh, dude, that's a fucking win because we play the white elephant for Christmas in my family too.
Well, we don't even do it with the family. We have like a huge group of people. Like it's like a bunch of people that used to go to shows, and then it's like the extended like friends growing up of those people, and then like the girlfriends, and then like all the girls becomes friends with each other. So it's even like some of the ex-girlfriends are around. There's like it's like fucking 30 of us, bro.
Perfect.
We go. Yeah.
We do like 15.
Okay. People. Yeah, I think this year was 27 of us.
Wow, that's sick.
And it was like you can steal the same thing. On the third steal, the gift is final. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So we go all out, bro. So we have we won that. The only thing that I wanted more than that was somebody found this website where they laser print blankets for you. And so what they did is one of the guys reached out to everyone and was like, I need the most embarrassing picture you have of your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
And then they fucking put them on like this 6x6 blanket, Tim.
Oh, dude.
So there's this picture that like Trina and I, like, she used to have a Snapchat. And so it was like her, like, let's just be fucking like the assholes that are on vacation on Snapchat. So we're in Vegas and I'm laying on the bed on my chest with my like feet crossed behind me in the air. So it looks like I'm naked because I have no shirt on. And I'm like sucking on an otter pop. And that's the fucking dead ass center of this fucking blanket, dude.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was just like, can't really hate on that. You know what I mean?
I have to look into that for.
Dude, I will try to find the link from my buddy and text it to you because it was like I was like, I feel like everyone's just gonna do that next year. Just do.
Can you do like panels?
Yeah,
like multiple pictures.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was pictures of all of us.
I thought it was one big picture.
No,
gotcha.
well, so my picture was in the middle, but then it was pictures of all of us around it.
Okay, gotcha.
Dude, it was.
I have multiple pictures of. Oh, she's not in here. Okay, I have multiple pictures of my wife sleeping, like on airplanes and like.
Oh, she can kill you.
Oh, dude, she has no idea about it. I have like a good like 20 pictures, and I've been waiting to do something with it. So I think I found what I'm gonna do.
Well, now you know, dude. Now you know. Now you know. Well, that's fine, dude. Well, like, so that new music is it going to be? Is it? I'm assuming it's metal.
Yeah, it's metal. It's going to be like 2004 metalcore, just straight to the bone.
The good shit.
Yeah, like Kill Switch Engage, Alive or Just Breathing, Unearth as of the Oncoming Storm, like that kind of.
Okay.
With like a modern twist to it, obviously.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I miss those days. That's when it was like.
Yeah.
Just you're in New York, dude. Like, being a proud person who lives in New York, I'm ready. Where's my fucking next It Dies Today record? I know those motherfuckers have it done. I know it's sitting there somewhere.
Yeah.
I want it.
I don't know those dudes, unfortunately, but I actually listened to that first record the other day.
Cat of Choir,
yeah.
Dude, so good.
Still fucks.
Dude, it's that like there's few metalcore albums that like when I'll put on like a lot, I'll put on, the first like 3 Killswitch records and I'll just sing my heart out. You know what I mean? I'll put on Vanity by 18 Visions and I'm like a little scene girl all over again. You know what I mean? Yeah. But then like when I listen to Cat of Choir, I'm like pumped. Like that's like I want to fucking punch somebody in the face, dude. Like
100%.
It's like weird for me because like the bands that get me like pumped up, like just jacked, it's like that band, fucking Hatebreed,
dude, Hatebreed,
fucking Zayo.
Satisfaction is the Death of Desire. It's a half-hour long best album ever.
I am a Rise of Brutality person. I'm one of those.
I love all their shit.
Doomsayer is the greatest song ever written.
Can you see the hairs rising up?
Yep. Yeah. I just got Doomsayer is the greatest song ever written. Period. Just period. Like, period.
Your doom awaits you, and then
just a fucking just you're getting knocked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's amazing, dude. Last time I saw Hatebreed, I was in Dallas with Defonce, and they played. I don't remember this. Keep in mind. Apparently, after the show, I was pissed off. I got on the show for free because the promoter, I knew whoever the fucking promoter was. I think it was probably Mike Seamer, but Hatebreed played, and they even played an encore and didn't play Doomsayer. And so apparently I'm out on the street with Dan and all of our friends and like, some of the people from the industry out in Texas. And my drunk ass is like on the street. I'm standing next to Hatebreed's bus and I don't realize it. And I'm like, I can't believe those motherfuckers didn't fucking play Doomsayer. Like, fuck you, Josta. And everyone's like, shut up. Luckily they were still in the venue. But like, I was like, dude, just imagine that on Lamb Goat. Like, I get beat up by Hatebreed because they didn't play the song I wanted them to play.
Oof. Yeah, okay. Oops.
Whoopsie.
How is Mr. Defonce, by the way? Me and Defonce go way back.
Dude, hit him up. He's good, man. He's like, it's like I did like a solo episode to kind of talk about like the business and stuff like that, and it's very having like that real friendship where it's like not just a symbiotic working relationship is very hard to develop in the music industry. You know that.
Right. Oh yeah, 100%.
There's always a string attached or money or there's always something, and especially I feel like if you look at all the different corners, of the music industry, like I'm a fucking promoter mostly, and Dan's a fucking booking agent. Like we're basically arch enemies.
Right. I mean, yeah. Depends. It depends on the day of the week, I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Though, like like it depends on the day of the week, and so it's like crazy. Like that dude has become like. I feel so bad for my listeners. He's brought up literally like almost every fucking episode because like everybody that I talk to knows him, or I always bring up some fucking nonsense that he said to me, in the week before I record the episode or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But he's become like one of my best friends, man. Like he's doing great. His girlfriend Megan moved out to Austin with him last year.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're in Austin now. Obviously, he still has Rosie, who is the corgi queen. Yes. Yeah. No. Well, they're like even. I'll say they're even.
Yeah.
Because Rosie will murder me. I don't have to worry about Dan, but Rosie will fuck me up the next time I see her. You know what I mean? Like. So no, yeah. So he's doing great, man. Like a lot of the stuff he's been doing with like that Devastation on the Nation tour, like his branded tours has been killing it. Like
super proud of him for that, by the way.
I hate the term, like the underground metal has like really been like kicking it back up. I mean, like, me, I was always like the metalcore dude growing up, you know what I mean? And like, we barely book that anymore because like metal, all the different other umbrellas of metal are just has like come back full force, and it's just so prevalent and popular now.
Yeah,
it does so good, like
especially here in Brooklyn. Like anytime one of his tours come through, I'm like, I text him. I'm like, "Hey, let's go."
Oh, say Vitus, dude.
Yeah, Vitus. There's another venue called the Kingsland over here.
Yeah, I think has Kingsland been open a long ass time?
Not really.
Okay, then I don't think I've been there.
Probably within the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay, then yeah, no, definitely have not been there. Okay,
I think it used to be under another name, and now it's the Kingsland. But there used to be shows at the old place.
Oh,
yeah, Dan DeFonts. I used to know Dan DeFonts back when I was in high school, dude.
Yeah,
when we were both in high school.
That dude, I didn't know that you guys knew each other that long, dude.
Yeah, he used to be in a band called the Imagine, Poughkeepsie-based band. Yeah, and we used to play together and stuff. And there's another band that I'm completely fucking up on.
Behind the Fallen or something like that.
Yeah, something the Fallen.
Yeah,
he was also in, and yeah, that's where.
Or bless the Fallen.
Bless the Fallen.
Just not bless the fall. Bless the Fallen.
Bless the Fallen. They came first, as far as I know.
No, they did. I had him on the show, and he talks about that, how they were actually fucking first.
Yeah. So yeah, we used to play at the Chance in Poughkeepsie. That whole complex.
Oh, that fucking place.
Loft, Crannel.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Wait, I think that tour was with you guys. The Four Loko tour.
Yeah.
Where like nobody had Four Loko, and then I was like, "Oh, everybody should try it." And we walked to that liquor store down the street from the Chance, and the tour package ended up literally selling the dude out of Four Loko that night. And like, one of the bands passed out in the alleyway, and we got kicked out by the cops. And it was a fucking
dude. Ion Dissonance was all about the Four Loko.
It was that tour, right?
It was that tour.
Okay. Because I'm like, was that with you guys, or was that with? As Blood Runs Black, I don't remember because I partied pretty hard with both of you guys. You know what I mean?
There was Arsonist headlining, Ion Dissonance, us, and Hell followed with, I think Structures was on it as well.
Oh yes, those little Canuck motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah, that was a fun tour, man.
That was that was a great tour.
Do you remember like half the bands dropping off like halfway?
All the bands, you mean?
The tour.
The tour ended, and it was just you guys and Arsonist.
Yeah, it was just the both of us. We were stuck in like Colorado somewhere because of the snow. We were like,
that was when I got stuck in the snow with you guys.
Yeah, we were like, well,
I don't remember why, but like I think Sean pissed me off, and he threatened to leave me somewhere. I was like, I'll just ride with him in the ruins. And like I was pissed drunk. And one of you guys was like, yeah, get in a van. And we like never talked about it. And then like I just rode with you guys the rest of that tour, basically.
Yeah, no. We I think the deal was we would split duty with you. Like you would ride with us part of the time, ride with them part of the time.
I don't remember. I especially those last couple tours, like that one with you guys, and then I did like 3 tours with this Blood Runs Black, and then I like worked for a merch company on this EDM tour. Like I probably drank so much in that like 9-month period that just I got nothing, dude. Like
I'm glad we brought this tour up, because do you remember when I was driving?
Oh, dude. Are you talking about the piss cup, dude?
No, really... We should talk about that too. But you remember when I was driving through New Mexico? We were like a half hour, 45 minutes.
Oh, I know this story, the Del Taco story.
On the way to Albuquerque, and like I think we crossed over from Arizona into New Mexico, and you were like, Probably. Hey, a couple exits before we hit Albuquerque, there's a sweet Del Taco I want to go to. I'm like, dude, we're 45 minutes late. We're loaded in right now. He was like, okay, but just stop. It's fine. It's fine. And then like you wake up and you see me driving by the exit.
Yes.
You're like, Tim, no, fucking Del Taco, pull over. Like screaming at the top of your lungs, because you're all the way in the back of the van and I'm driving.
Yeah, I was sleeping behind the back bench, like against that back door, just like you guys. Your guys was the only van I could ever fit back there in. Like every other van I've ever toured in, I don't know if it's because you guys had like that diesel van, but like
it's because it was a 12-passenger, not a 15-passenger.
Oh, that's why. Because like every other van I ever tried that again after that, I was like, oh, dude, my fat ass is not fitting back there.
I used to hop back there all the time. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, well, it was peaceful, and you like didn't hear everyone else's like bullshit.
Except for when it's like really hot and the AC doesn't really hit back there, and you wake up just like
yes,
sweating balls.
Yes,
but yeah,
the Del Taco. Yes, dude, I remember that. That's why, dude. Every once in a while, I'll just text you a picture of me eating Del Taco, Tim, because I know you love. That's like your favorite story about me. I don't know why, but it is.
I was laughing so hard, and everyone in the van was dying laughing. And the AC was broken, so we had the windows rolled down as well. So the wind was blowing through the van. And you were just fighting against being in the back of the van, plus the wind, plus everyone laughing, just trying to yell at me. It was so funny.
Yep.
So funny.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and then there's the legendary piss cup story.
I forgot about that.
Dude, I tell that story. That's like whenever anyone asks how touring with you guys was, that's the first story I tell.
Yeah. And you know what? You tell that story, then I'm going to tell us the follow-up story to that. Because there's been more piss in just your eye.
Not just my eye.
Yeah, not just your eye.
Oh, not just my. Oh, okay.
There's been multiple Joe's piss in multiple band members' eyes.
See, so I was drunk. All I remember is that you were driving. I don't remember if it was drummer's piss or Joe's piss. Because I thought for a while that was yours, and then you corrected me last time I saw you.
It was Joe's.
Okay, so
he's done this multiple times.
So I'm riding within the ruins, guys. So like, 12-passenger van, but the 2 middle seats are bucket seats, right? The ones that rotate. So Tim's driving. We had all just ended up yelling at each other about something. We were all hammered. Joe's in the front seat. He has to piss. I believe the exact conversation was, Tim, I have to piss. Fuck you, Joe. I think that was the exact conversation, more or less. So Joe, the guitar player for Within the Ruins, for those of you that aren't fucking keeping track, which
come on,
I don't know. Yeah. He pees in a coffee cup, like a shitty 7-Eleven coffee cup, and then he fucking goes to put the lid on the coffee cup. And keep in mind, so he turns backwards. And he's kneeling on the seat, peeing in the cup, literally staring at me while he's fucking doing it, because I'm in the bucket seat behind the passenger seat.
He always turned all the lights on in the van when he had to do this.
Oh, is that why? Okay.
Yeah, so all the lights on, like in the ceiling, were on, so everyone could see him, and you could see, and he could see you.
Yeah. So that's basically what's going on. Tim's 100% right. So he pees in the cup, and then like I see him, like drummers, like Joe, don't do it. And then, like, I noticed that, like, he put the lid on and the lid's not secure. And I was like, Joe, you didn't step the lid on. Joe, you didn't step the lid. And he goes out the window. And, like, the lid flies off and a layer of piss just right off the fucking top of the cup, right into my face, flies past me, hits drummer all over the side of the van. Dude, fuck Joe forever, dude. Joe, if you watch this episode, like, I don't know if you've ever watched How I Met Your Mother, but you owe me a no questions asked for that, Joe. Like, that's what you fucking owe me, you motherfucker.
I love How I Met Your Mother, by the way. I'm rewatching it from season 1 now.
Trina and I have Trina specifically has watched it like 3 or 4 times. But like
show.
I always, whenever she has it on, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch that with you. Like I think, like, you know, there's the eternal debate on what's the best. Like overall, that show is probably the best. My personal favorite of all of those, like, you know, more modern age sitcoms is Parks and Rec, but that's because Ron Swanson is a fucking American hero.
Love Ron Swanson.
Yes.
Love him. He's real.
He is real. He is real. Anyways, so you have an additional piss us story.
So my first tour within the Ruins, I always fuck that up when I've been drinking. Similar situation. We had a conversion van though, but same setup. So it was like one bench seat in the back, 2 bucket seats, and then the 2 cabin chairs up front. Joe is in the passenger seat again.
Motherfucker, dude.
Turns on all the lights, and I'm in the back seat. I'm behind one of the bucket seats.
Okay.
And I'm watching him, and I'm like, Joe, do you have a lid for that cup? And he's just like, no. And I'm like, well, fucking find it. Don't just throw it out the window. And he takes the cup. Here, this is an empty White Claw. He looks at all of us, takes the cup like this, and just goes on the highway, and all the piss just comes straight back into the van. And I see it happen, so I duck behind the chair, and drummer is in front of me. And he just goes like this. I'll never forget the face. He goes, fuck! The piss! And Joe is dying laughing. And he's like, no, it's water. I was like, motherfucker, I mean, I contacted you with you while you were pissing. That was all piss. I got a little bit on my leg, but
I could just, like, your drummer voice isn't even that accurate, but like I know him. Fuck, is that piss? Like
fucking piss.
Oh my god, dude.
I got a pretty good drummer.
Oh my, you do.
It was piss. Yeah.
You have to hear. Obviously, it won't happen right now on the show, but one of these days I'll FaceTime you. When Trina drinks a little bit, she impersonates me.
Oh really?
Oh, and it is you'll die, Tim. It's like everybody that hears it is just like, she does that better than you, and you're you. And I'm like, yeah, well, she has to fucking deal with my ass every day, so I would fucking hope, you know.
Yeah, right. We have one of my good buddies, Armando. He has like a super deep voice like this, dude.
Oh yeah,
exactly
hell yeah, brother.
And he actually used to be in my band that I was in before Within the Ruins called She's a Liar. And we were on tour once, and his mom called him, and I picked up his phone in that voice, talking as him. And I literally had like a 2-minute conversation with his mom, and she had no idea.
That's so sick.
Until I lost it. I was like, it's Tim. She was like, what? Like, give the phone to my son now. I was like,
are you fucking with me?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I love that, dude. That's fucking... Oh, man. Tour stories, dude. Yeah, dude.
You can go on for hours and hours,
dude. Yeah, like I mean, I learned, and like the whole, you guys having the trailer with the side door, and you installed the dresser in the back, and like,
yeah,
you guys were so smart, dude. Like, you guys were the most efficient, other than us being all just like drinking too much. You guys were the most efficient fucking band.
Yeah, we were very functioning drunks. Very functioning.
I think my favorite was the one time on that tour, I remember us letting drummer drive for some stupid reason. We were in the parking lot, and you and I were both yelling at him, like, dude, the exit's over there. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. Like, you got to get the parking lot's over there, drummer. Like, you're in the wrong parking lot. And he was like, you know what? Fuck you guys. And he just drove like over the median with the fucking trailer attached to the fucking van, like through 2 wrong parking lots to get to the Walmart parking lot. And I was just like, this is insane. I remember texting one of the arsonist guys, like, if I fucking die, like, just know it's Within the Ruins' fault. Like, just
I don't know what it was, but like in that band, like you, for some reason, you chose to like really push someone's buttons while they were driving,
Yeah.
especially when alcohol is involved.
Mhm.
I don't know what it was. Like Joe used to do it to me. I used to do it to him. Like
I think it's just kind of a camaraderie thing at this point in time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
who was? I'm not talking about Griffin. Rest in peace. But who was the fucking Arizona guy?
Boda.
Yeah, but you had like a nickname for him.
Yeah, it was Boda. He used to bring the Boda bar. He used to bring
That's what it. Okay, yeah.
six
And
coolers full of mad booze.
dude, yeah, I just remember that one night. Like, I'd already been with you guys for like 2 weeks, and I just remember you guys going like, "Oh, you're not you. You know, we've just been training you, Joel." And I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know what I mean? And you were like, "Boda's coming tonight," and I was like, "What?" And then it's like, I remember I was inside like doing merch or acting like the tour manager I wasn't really being or something. You know what I mean? Like, I was doing something, and then I come back out, and I just remember you going like, "Did you get paid?" "Yeah." "All right, don't pay anybody else. It's fucking Boda time." And that's the last thing I remember from that fucking night, Tim. That literally, I remember you introducing me to the guy, me going, "Holy shit, there's so much booze in the van," and then that's it.
Lights
I
out.
don't even know where we woke up. You know what? I think the next day was the Del Taco day. I think that's why I was so mad at you.
Yeah, because we were driving from Arizona to New Mexico.
Because I was probably beyond hungover.
Yeah.
And that's probably all I wanted was Del Taco. You fucking asshole.
Yeah. And yeah, that's why we were late, because we woke up late and fucking hungover. We're like, we don't need to drive tonight. We can just stay here. It's like a 6-hour drive. We're fine.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, nope.
Done that many times in our career, by the way. But full disclosure for anyone who doesn't know, our friend Mark Roboda, that's his full name. That's one of Joe's like old like hometown friends. He moved out.
I was gonna say they grew up together, right?
Yeah, they grew up together. We moved out to Arizona, so every time we would come through Arizona, he would text us a couple days before. He'd be like, "What do you guys want?" And we're always like, we're very humble. It's like I'm not like putting in any orders or anything. I'm just like, dude, I don't know, bring some beer and a bottle of fucking whiskey, whatever you want. We're happy just to see you.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. And then he would show up with like literally like 430 racks of beer, a bottle of Jaeger, a bottle of whiskey, a bottle of vodka, and like the entire tour package would just get sloshed around our van.
I'm drunk just thinking about it. Like, just like honestly, like especially because the diet we're doing, I can't drink right now. Yeah. So like you literally, I feel drunk just you reminding me about the Boda.
Oh, there's a lot of flashbacks that come into mind, and it's funny because in one of the most dehydrated states ever, we would just not drink any water and just drink alcohol. It was not good for our health, probably.
Oh no, not at all.
But
not at all. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah,
I love it. I miss those days, Tim.
I do. You know, it's funny because you asked me about like how it was like leaving the band and stuff. Like talking about this stuff, I do miss all of this stuff. I miss playing the shows.
Yeah.
I miss the good times. I miss getting drunk with my boys every day. And I still keep in touch with the dudes.
Yeah.
Maybe like not every week, but on a weekly basis.
Mm-hmm.
Even Steve, I text weekly. Keep in touch with all those dudes. I don't miss the shitty stuff though. I don't miss no sleep.
Yeah.
Not making money.
Yeah, the no money, the no sleep, the long drives, all the music industry nonsense.
Yeah, all that stuff. The music industry nonsense. I kind of enjoyed the game a little bit.
Oh, that's fair.
Unless we got fucked, which we did a good amount.
Yeah. Well, I feel like a lot of you guys from the Northeast, like the second your band blows up, you're all just like, hold on, I'm ready for the bullshit. And like everybody out here is still like gets the heartbreak. They have to learn the hard way. You know what I mean?
Right. No, we're like, all right, where's the fine print here?
Like everybody in Texas and like Florida is like in a bubble where they're just like, they're like, sick, we're doing it when they haven't done anything. And so like, it's just like the veil never gets lifted for some people. And then I feel like everybody from California is like, okay, your soul's going to get broken from you doing this.
Yeah.
And everybody from the Northeast is like, well, we're either going to beat the shit out of you or be raging alcoholics. We already know we're going to get fucked by the music industry.
Well, you know what the thing is? It's like, and this became very apparent when I first started touring and playing regionally. It was the East Coast and the Northeast in particular. It's very easy to play outside of your market where you're considered local.
Mm-hmm.
In like California, Texas, Florida, all those like huge states, you have to drive a long time until you leave your state, you know?
Yeah.
So I think bands from like the East Coast and the Northeast are kind of groomed into that. It's just like, hey, we know what the deal is already. We played in different markets. We've seen different crowds and different way the way things are done differently in places already. So that I think that's where the bands kind of differ, and especially for bands coming up, it's just like, it's just time repeats itself.
Yeah. Well, it's like, that's why I think it's funny. Like I love the inevitable, and it'll start happening again once all this shit's over. The like tour announcement, and it's like, oh, it's like this is like an almost month-long USA tour, and there's no West Coast dates. Why is that? It's like, oh, well, you see all those towns? They're only 4 hours apart.
Yeah.
It's not a 9-hour drive to get fucking anywhere. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can have a whole. That's what we used to do. We used to go down to Florida and back, and that would take us 2.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
No big deal. That's how we started.
Yep.
And we'd have, every day booked, maybe like a couple days off here and there, but yeah, and every show would be slammed.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, so obviously, like, I did those 2 tours with Blood Runs Black after I did that tour with you guys, right? Mm-hmm. Remember when they remade Tron?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't smoke weed anymore. Full disclaimer. I didn't even smoke very much when I was with you guys,
Yeah, I mean, I dabbled. I still just dabble, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had a fucking RV, and all of the guys except one of them were like, let's just hotbox the RV and go see Tron in 3D. So now whenever anybody says off day, I just have terrible flashbacks to just being way overstimulated to that fucking Tron movie, dude.
It's a bit much, especially in you said 3D.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
And all the Blood Runs Black guys are like loud. They're just like you guys. They're just like loud ass characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, I couldn't, dude. I fucking can't, dude.
Oh man.
All right, my friend. Well, we are coming up. Well, actually, we're over an hour now, according to my little timer here. Yeah, shit. It's fun, dude. Well, when you're good memories, good catching up. Like that's what I enjoy about doing this show. Like obviously, it gives me a little bit of reprieve,
right,
from the madness of the world we live in today. But like, when I listen to a lot of these shows, first of all, I love the fact that there's also a video element because it's just more organic.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And then, but also it's like, this is not an interview show. It's like, I'm talking to people I know.
Freeform, baby.
Yeah, like I love it, dude. It's like I get to be myself, and like a lot of the things I'm big on, and I didn't really touch on it too much in the episode with Steve, but like, so many people, especially around here at home, like they know, like, oh, that's like how there's Joel at shows. Right. You know what I mean? Oh, he's gonna say 3 sentences to me. He's gonna have a drink in his hand, and then he's gonna have to go break up a fight or kick somebody out or pay a band, right, or you know what I mean. So like they don't know me,
Gotcha. I'm telling my wife to bring me another drink, so I have to get out.
I noticed. No, dude, I clearly understood the hand signal. Thanks, honey. So that's the other reason I like doing the show, and that's why I like taking the approach of like, I don't want to just talk about music and bands and that shit while I do it, because it's like, how many other fucking interviews can you go watch with the people that I'm asking to come on my shows where all they're talking about is their fucking band and music and shit.
Yeah, it gets a little repetitive, a little bit boring.
Yeah.
I mean, people honestly want to hear like the shenanigans and like the funny shit.
And too many people are afraid to talk about the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Cancel culture is scary, but like at the same time, people are people. We all have fun, we all learn, we all grow, and we all make mistakes and learn our own ways. Who fucking cares? Everybody needs to get off their high horse a little bit, like especially with the way the world is now. You know, like there's some things that are not okay and never will be okay. And yeah, you should be reprimanded for them. But like,
Right.
you know, that's my problem. Not to go on a tangent, but that's my problem with like the cancel culture thing is like, there's no room for improvement. Oh, this guy did this to me 12 years ago, or this person said this, or this guy used to be like that. Dude, I was a fucking shitty young kid 12 years ago. You know what I mean? Like I probably said so much dumb shit that the me now would be like, oh God, like that's cringy, you know?
Yeah, 100%. It's I think it was like a couple weeks ago. I went on Lamb. I still go Lamb Goat like every now and then, just
Yeah,
to.
same.
It's like the TMZ of the
It's
metaverse.
it's ingrained in our blood. Like, you know, we can't. It's like, oh, where's the lamb goat?
Yeah, but yeah, at one point, like every headline was like different member from a band getting accused of sexual stuff that happened, years ago.
Yeah,
So it's just like it's crazy the whole cancel culture. I mean, no one should ever be a dick to women and
agreed.
do that kind of stuff. But it's just kind of crazy that it's all coming up now.
Yeah. Well, and now it's like, dude, it's not even just music. It's like fucking wrestlers. It's like politicians. It's like,
Everything.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like that dude from fucking that played Hyde on that 70s show got convicted of 3 counts of rape.
I just saw that.
It's like
crazy.
That sucks. And I love that show. Trina and I both love watching that 70s show. So that was like a huge bummer when we saw that. We're like, man, that sucks, dude. All right. All right. It's time. Let me get you to these rap questions, brother. All right.
Do it.
I'm gonna switch them a little bit for you because you don't currently tour. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, yeah.
What was your what food do you miss the most not being able to get because you don't tour?
Besides In-N-Out?
Besides In-N-Out.
Besides In-N-Out. Okay.
By the way, I love that you said In-N-Out. That's why you're always gonna be my dad, because
you know what?
There's so many people that just clown on it, and it's like you don't
bring it up. But I did watch the episode with Steve, and I just want to say, Whataburger is not that good. It's not.
I was waiting for it.
It's okay at best.
It's really okay. Good drunk food. Like when I lived in New Mexico for those 2 years with my folks.
It'll save your hangover, 100%.
That's because it's putting just a lump of crap in you,
grease into your belly. It's the same thing as White Castle. White Castle is,
Oh, that is disgusting. I cannot eat that.
See, yeah, I fuck with White Castle when I'm hungover here.
Okay. See, the 2 places that every time I've gone to them, I've gotten sick are Arby's and White Castle. Those are the 2 places I cannot eat.
Mm-hmm. Back to the question. Okay, so one of the foods that I miss the most, I would say, is probably Texas barbecue.
Amen to that.
Texas barbecue, or any kind of barbecue, like Carolina barbecue, Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah.
Barbecue. There's some like really good barbecue spots here in New York City, but they're really really good, but it doesn't hold a candle to like the authentic shit in the place that you're going. Like you get that southern hospitality of the person serving you, like they talk to you the whole time when
I love
you're
it.
ordering the food. They give you suggestions. They take their time giving it to you. That's one thing about New York City and like the Northeast. It's like everything has to be like boom, 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 boom. Like, where's my food? Give it to me now.
Dude,
give it to me now.
Dude, we're in the home. We're in the home of Amazon, bro. Like, oh, it's insane, dude. How people are like, "Where's my food?" It's like, yo, you just ordered. Like, you want it microwaved? Like, fuck, dude.
All right, so yeah, barbecue in general.
Tight. What was your favorite city to roll through when you used to tour?
Okay, so I have a lot of hometown pride. New York City, obviously.
Yeah.
Besides that, I would say it's a tie between Austin, Texas.
Okay.
Actually, it's like a 3-way tie. So it's like when the White Rabbit was still open.
Oh, dude, don't.
That was like the highlight of the tour, every tour.
Yes, correct. Zero argument here.
So like there's a part 2 to that question. So so since the White Rabbit closed, there's another tie. So there's Austin, Texas as well. Texas Slays. Or what would the second one be? I would say like Portland, Oregon. the Pacific Northwest. That always a fucking good time up there. Oh,
Yeah.
kids
And,
come out. Shows are always banging, like never a disappointment.
and always a good that I love. It's so beautiful up there.
Yeah, yeah. It reminds me of. It's funny because like we usually hit that like on the back end of the tour when we start like wrapping around and coming back home, and it just reminds me of home because it's like greenery, like like foresty and stuff like that. So
just you don't have all the snow.
yeah, exactly.
You don't have like the brutal, unforgivable winters like you guys do.
Actually, the past couple of winters have been not that bad at all. We didn't get any snow last year or this past winter. We got maybe 2 inches.
Global warming, brother.
Yeah, it was like 60 degrees in February.
Man bear pig, man. That's all I have to say.
Man bear, he exists, dude.
He does. He has to. Okay, cool.
Al Gore has it right. I'm so pumped for South Park, by the way.
What?
South Park is going to be so dope this season.
Oh, I have not been keeping up with South Park in years, but I know that like once that shit kicks off again, it's just going to be balls to the wall, dude.
Dude, they keep very, very current. So,
oh, I know. No, I know they do. Like I'll go watch like the clips. You know what I mean? Instead of like the whole episode.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of friends who are like, dude, you have to watch what South Park did last night. Like, go look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I'll go watch like the 5-minute segment or whatever. So, all right. Well, what is your favorite color?
Green.
Okay, you and I are the same there. Tight.
I like green a lot. I tagged you in a picture the other day when I was watching the stream that you and Steve did. Yeah, all the backlighting at my shop is all highlighted green.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There's a lot of greenery like into the entrance of the shop. I'm looking at a green wall right now in my living room. Like, I like green. I like your headphones.
Yeah, no, that's why I got them because they're green.
Yeah, it just like represents life for me. Like things are alive. Because where I grew up, it wasn't. I grew up like 40 minutes north of New York City, so it's kind of woodsy up there. But yeah, things are alive and things are good. And once winter's over, it's just like a very good thing.
It's tight. I love it.
It's good.
Oh man, I wasn't prepared to ask you questions. At the end, I wasn't prepared to end this actually because we were having such a good time. We'll do it part 2.
Okay, I'm down.
I don't like being in that place where it's like, hey, listen to me talk to somebody for 2 fucking hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unless you're Joe Rogan, then it'd be like 4-hour podcast. Let's go.
I can't stand that guy. That's just me though.
Oh man. All right, that's where we disagree.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Wait, we were bound to disagree on something somewhere, yeah. Tim. All right. Well, fuck, dude. I guess. What do you miss the most about touring? We kind of already touched on that, though. That's kind of a stupid question.
Yeah, number one, I would say is my guys.
Yeah,
my band.
I respect that
camaraderie. That even like the arguments I miss. Second would be the shows. I miss playing live so much. I haven't played a show in 2 years, 2.5 years.
Yeah,
and that's where I like really thrived on the road. That made it all worth it. And I feel like that makes it worth it for every musician. Because you go through a lot of shit just for that half hour.
Yeah,
set, you know?
You did. No, you do. It's true. Yeah. It is very true. How do you feel about the possibility of this, like us not knowing how long this lasts, and like the whole like live stream concert medium? How do you feel about that?
It's funny that you asked that because we just watched the Suicide Silence thing last night.
I didn't watch that yet. How was it?
Last night or the night before. It was cool. And it is really live. They do an actual live performance per city.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know everybody had that nasty rumor going around that it was like pre-recorded or some shit like that.
No. It's all live. Eddie gave me and Nikki a shout out during the set.
That's sick.
I was like, okay, this is live. And then they have like these little funny ass skits, kind of like in a Pantera home video type.
Okay.
Feel like they have like skits in between the performance that they pre-record those.
Okay.
But it's super cool. And then they do a Q&A at the end. If you haven't tuned in, I would highly.
Yeah, I'm going to. I've been meaning to. I've been slipping on. I need to check it out for Eddie's. I've known that kid since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, known Eddie for a long time.
Yeah. Tight. All right. Well, I guess my last question is you're going to get the same last question as everybody else.
Let's go.
Everybody has like a character trait or a quality or a personality trait or something about themselves that they wish other people knew more.
Okay.
So like, like when you were a singer for a band, the veil's not always pulled down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or whether that's on because of you or the fan. Sometimes the fans hold you on a pedestal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like even now, I'm sure like with everything, you have like a beautiful wife. She's kind of famous. You're kind of famous. You guys have this tattoo studio. Like you're still a fucking hip person. You're still a cool dude. Like I'm sure there's some people that are probably like I'm not intimidated, but like there's some people that probably approach you slightly differently. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like for those people that don't know the real Tim.
Gotcha.
Like, what's something you want those people to know about you that you wish like more people understood about you?
That's a good question, because I am and I always have been pretty transparent as far as like who I am and all that stuff. I guess when I was still touring, people thought that I was like tough as fucking nails and like was like a big badass, but I mean I am. No, I'm kidding. but like I'm you know me. I'm a fucking I'm a goofball.
Yeah.
I like to have a good time, and yeah, I guess that's it.
You're like one of the chill. Yeah, no, I know it. Well, and
I'm super
dude, like
chill.
I get told all the time that like, especially like when I'm at a show, because I'm worried about like, is there going to be a fight? Can I pay the bands?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have another drink yet? Like, have I broke even? You know what I mean? I always have like a look on my face, and people are like, "You just look mean and like unapproachable." I'm like a big giant blubbering dumb teddy bear. What are you fucking talking about? Like, you can ask. What?
I feel like that's the case with most of the touring dudes.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
Unless you came from like a really rough upbringing, I feel like like not a lot of like the hardcore dudes, but some of the hardcore dudes are, they're pretty rough around the edges, and they kind of definitely.
It's hard to break the walls down. Yeah,
they definitely live up to that persona and that expectation. Yeah, I'm just chill dude, man. Now, it's funny because now when people meet me, especially through Laser, they're like, "Oh, you're so nice, you're so personable. Thank you for being so kind." They're like, and I have like within their own skate decks in my Laser room. They're like, "What's that about?" I'm like, "Oh, that's my old band. I used to tour full time in a metal band, singing for a metal band." They're like, "No way!" Like, I'm gonna look you up, and then they come back. They're like, "I can't believe that's you." Like, no fucking way. I'm like, yeah. I still do it.
Yeah,
that's
that's cool to have those experiences, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I back that. Well, that was it for me. I got in fear of us going on the 2-hour mark. I got nothing else. You know what I mean?
We're far from that, but we could get to that very easily.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point.
So
let's wrap it. Let's snip. Let's get some pee in the eyes right now. You know what I mean?
It's in the eye.
Oh my god, dude. Damn Del Taco. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. It's been another wonderful episode of Joel Cupcake Unedited. I'm your boy, Joel Cupcake. That's my boy, Tim Ruins. Hit the subscribe button at the bottom. If you're only listening via a podcast, you can't see our hands, so do whatever the fuck you want, I guess. Check out Tim's shop, Everblack Tattoo Studio. Find his amazing wife online, Nikki Simpson Tattoo, right?
Nikki, yeah, I'll just plug all the socials.
Do it. Go.
I'm at Tim Ruins. You can follow my wife at Nikki Simpson Tattoos. You can follow the laser company I work for at Clean Slate Laser. And you can follow my shop at Everblack_BK.
There you go.
There
it is, everybody. Tim, thank you for being here. Everybody else,
me, brother.
Hey, dude, of course, my dad. Not a problem.
We'll do part 2. Maybe we'll bring in DeFonts. We'll have a little 3-way.
Oh my god, we should just get a whole bunch of like old dudes and just do one together.
We should.
This website I use that like for the recording medium, I can have up to 10 people at once.
I'm fucking in, dude.
I love it. I love it. All right,
Yeah.
Tim. Thanks, brother. I love you, dude.
Cheers. Love you too, buddy.